The house had been forgotten by everyone but time. It stood at the edge of town, crumbling yet defiant, as if daring anyone to uncover what lay beneath. Nobody ever stayed long until Sarah. Sarah Evans had never been one to believe in legends or ghost stories. A practical woman in her mid-30s, she saw the world as it was: hard, unforgiving, and entirely explainable. So when she inherited her late aunt's dilapidated house on the outskirts of Black Hollow, she viewed it not as a haunted relic, but as an opportunity. Sell it, tear it down, whatever's easiest, her lawyer had advised. But something about the house called to her. There was a pull she couldn't quite shake, a whisper in her mind. It wasn't logical, but after a series of sleepless nights, she decided to visit. The house stood as it had for decades, neglected but eerily intact. Moss covered the stone steps, and the front door creaked like it had been waiting for her all these years. Inside, the air was stale, heavy with the scent of decay and something else. Something Sarah couldn't place. The floors groaned under her feet, and the wallpaper peeled away like old skin. Yet, despite the desolation, the house felt alive. A faded photograph on the mantel caught her eye. It showed her aunt, younger than she remembered, standing next to a man Sarah didn't recognize. The man's face was blurred, his features indistinguishable, as though time had deliberately erased him from memory. Beneath the photograph lay a dusty, folded letter addressed to whoever dares. Intrigued, she opened it. "I know you'll find this, whoever you are. The house holds many secrets, but there's one you should fear. Do not go beneath the basement. Whatever you do, leave it alone." Her heart raced. Beneath the basement, the letter didn't make sense. She'd never heard of a basement when she was younger, and the property records made no mention of it either. But now that she knew, she couldn't stop herself. Curiosity clawed at her insides. That night, she found the basement door. It was hidden beneath an old rug in the kitchen, sealed shut with a rusted padlock. For hours, she debated whether to break it open. But the pull of the house was stronger now. She felt it in her bones. At midnight, Sarah pried the lock loose. Descending the stairs felt like stepping into another world. The basement was larger than she'd expected. The walls lined with forgotten relics of her aunt's past. Dust danced in the beam of her flashlight as she ventured deeper. And then, her light caught something strange. A door in the far corner, half buried in rubble. She felt an overwhelming urge to turn back, but her feet moved forward, almost against her will. The door led to a narrow passage, the air colder and more oppressive with every step. At the end of the tunnel stood a small, iron hatch, bolted shut. Her fingers trembled as she undid the latches, one by one, until the hatch creaked open. Beneath it was a room, a small, dark chamber with no windows and a single object. An old mirror, standing on the floor. It looked ancient, its frame carved with symbols Sarah couldn't decipher. But it was the reflection in the mirror that sent chills down her spine. It wasn't her own. Staring back at her from the glass was the blurred man from the photograph. His eyes were hollow, and his mouth twisted into a grotesque smile. Sarah stumbled back, her flashlight slipping from her hand. The air grew thick, and the whispering began. Soft at first, then louder, as if 100 voices were chanting in unison. "Leave, now." Her heart pounded as she scrambled to the hatch, pulling it shut behind her. But the chanting didn't stop. It echoed in her head, followed her up the stairs, through the basement, and into the main house. She slammed the basement door shut and collapsed against it, gasping for air. The whispering faded, but the house felt different now. Heavier, darker. And then she realized it wasn't just the basement. The house itself was alive, feeding off her fear, growing stronger with each step she took. Sarah fled that night, never to return. But the house remained, waiting for its next visitor, waiting for someone else to uncover the secrets beneath the basement. Secrets that should never be disturbed. Some doors are meant to stay closed. Curiosity may lead you to answers, but not all answers are worth finding. What would you do if you uncovered secrets that should never be disturbed? If this story sent shivers down your spine, Don't forget to like and subscribe for more chilling tales that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Share this story with friends who love a good scare, and let us know in the comments. Would you have opened the door beneath the basement?